Daphne Anne Blake is a fictional character in the long-running American animated series Scooby-Doo. Daphne, depicted as coming from a wealthy family, is noted for her red hair, lavender heels, fashion sense, and her knack for getting into danger, hence the nickname Danger Prone Daphne. Daphne has appeared in more adaptations than the other characters, aside from Shaggy Rogers and Scooby-Doo. Overview. Performers Stefania Christopherson in Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Heather North in Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Scooby-Doo. And the Monster of Mexico, Scooby-Doo. And the Legend of the Vampire, Kelly Martin in A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, Mary Kay Bergman in Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, Grey Delisle in Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, What's New, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. And the Loch Ness Monster, Scooby-Doo. Mystery Incorporated and Batman, The Brave and the Bold, Sarah Michelle Gellar in Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, Kate Melton in Scooby-Doo. The Mystery Begins in Scooby-Doo. Curse of the Lake Monster. Character description The Daphne character was inspired by the sophisticated and money-hungry teen character Thalia Menninger, as played by Tuesday Weld, from the late 1950s-early 1960s American sitcom The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis. Daphne was born on August 6, thus making her a Leo. Together with her other teenage companions, Frederick Jones, Shaggy Rogers, Velma Dinkley, and Shaggy's Great Dane, Scooby-Doo, Daphne would engage in solving various mysteries. In the first series Daphne was portrayed as the enthusiastic but clumsy and danger-prone member of the gang who always follows her intuition. She serves as the damsel in distress and would occasionally get kidnapped, tied up, gagged, and then left imprisoned. But as the franchise went on, she became a stronger, more independent character, who could take care of herself. During the series' fourth incarnation, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo, some of the episodes focused on Daphne. In the episode, Shiver and Shake, That Demon's a Snake, Daphne buys an idol which is cursed by the snake demon. On the sailboat, the snake demon attacks Daphne and demands an idol to return. Daphne throws it to Scooby, Shaggy and Scrappy. In the episode, The Scary Sky Skeleton, Daphne is reunited with her old friend, Wendy. In the episode, I Left My Neck in San Francisco, Daphne becomes ill and she's unable to help the gang to solve the mystery about the Lady Vampire of the Bay. Due to the vampire's look, Daphne's unseen reflection in the mirror, the bat flying around Daphne's bed and herself returning to bed a little later, Scooby, Shaggy and Scrappy are convinced that Daphne is a vampire. When the vampiress is revealed to be Lefty Colohan, Scooby, Shaggy and Scrappy realize they made a mistake with suspecting Daphne and she's feeling well again. When the original Mystery Incorporated group took a hiatus from the franchise in the 80s, Daphne was initially absent due, with the show focusing on the comedy antics of Scooby, Shaggy and Scrappy. However, when the whodunit aspect returned to the show with the new Scooby-Doo mysteries, Daphne returned, now an accomplished investigator assisted by Shaggy and the two dogs, investigating supernatural occurrences. She continued to help Scooby battle evil forces of the supernatural in the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo series. The youthful Daphne portrayed in A Pup Named Scooby-Doo would commonly call upon her butler, Jenkins, to do various tasks. The younger Daphne is shown to not believe in ghost supernatural, a trait she lacks outside the A Pup Named Scooby-Doo series. In the movie Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Daphne as a young adult, had a very successful investigative TV series called Coast to Coast with Daphne Blake on a fictional channel called Americana, which the show had aired on for 2 seasons. The producer of the show was Fred Jones. Throughout the various incarnations of the character, there has been speculation that Daphne and Fred had an attraction toward each other. This is emphasized in many of the direct-to-video movies and the TV series Scooby-Doo. Mystery Incorporated. By the time of the second season, they are shown to be actively dating, showing more of his feelings toward Daphne. In the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie, The two initially are just friends but as the film progresses they begin to develop a romantic interest in each other and briefly kiss after saving Spooky Island. In the sequel, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, they are in a relationship. Appearance. Her usual appearance consists of a purple dress, pink pantyhose, purple shoes, and a green scarf. In Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost she wore a purple and green three-piece suit with matching shoes. In Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, she wore a purple sleeveless shirt with pink shorts and purple trainers. As a child, she wore a pink sweater, red skirt, and pink pantyhose with white go-go boots. In the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo she wore other purple clothes and pink. Some included a purple jumpsuit and a purple dress with a white belt. In Scooby-Doo, she wears various outfits, but mostly in purple-pink dress with pink knee-high boots. Relatives of Daphne, including her 4 identical sisters, shown during the series run include George Robert Medley Blake and Elizabeth Blake, Daphne's parents. In Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, however, the two are named Barty Blake and Nan Blake. Voiced by Frank Welker and Kath Soucie. Daisy, Daphne's sister, a doctor. Voiced by Jennifer Hale. Dawn, Daphne's sister, a model. Dorothy, Daphne's sister, a race car driver. Delilah, Daphne's sister, in the Marine Corps. Voiced by Jennifer Hale. Uncle Matt Blake, Daphne's uncle, a cattle rancher. John J. Maxwell, Daphne's uncle, a movie director. Olivia Darby, Daphne's aunt. Jennifer, Daphne's cousin. Danica La Blake, Daphne's cousin, a famous French model. Voiced by Vanessa Marshall. Shannon Blake, Daphne's Scottish cousin. Voiced by Gray Delisle. Anne Blake, Daphne's younger cousin in the Scooby-Doo video game. Thornton Blake V., Daphne's uncle, owner of a golf course near Lake Erie. Note: Frank Welker, Kath Soucie and Jennifer Hale voice the Blakes in Scooby-Doo. Mystery Incorporated series, Vanessa Marshall voiced Danica in the What's New Scooby-Doo series and Gray Delisle voiced Shannon in the Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster film. Welker also voiced George on a pup named Scooby-Doo. The late voice actor Don Messick voiced 2 of Daphne's uncles, Matthew Matt Blake on the Scooby-Doo show and John Maxwell on Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? In other media, Daphne was portrayed by Sarah Michelle Gellar in the film Scooby-Doo and its sequel, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. Her husband Freddie Prinze, Jr. played Fred in these same Scooby-Doo movies also. In the movies, Daphne and Fred began a relationship in the first that followed on through the second. Unlike the previous incarnation of the character, Gellar's version of Daphne is trained in martial arts during Mystery Incorporated's 2-year-long departure in the first film, as she is tired of being a damsel in distress on every case that she is involved in with the gang. Though in the first movie she is captured by the masked wrestler Zorkos, she beats him in a fight at the end. Daphne is portrayed by Kate Melton in the third film Scooby-Doo. The mystery begins and its sequel Scooby-Doo. Curse of the Lake Monster. Reception. Members of the fanbase of the original Scooby-Doo speculated that Daphne and Fred Jones had a romantic attraction to one another. They love each other, usually Fred shows interest in Daphne. The makers of the Scooby-Doo film originally planned to refer to the rumor by including a scene where Fred asks to stay with Daphne, using the presence of a toothbrush to imply that he wanted to stay with Daphne for the night. The scene was not included in the final version of the film. Coincidentally, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze, Jr. who portrayed Daphne and Fred in the 2002 live-action film and its 2004 sequel, are married in real life. The couple have been married since 2002. References